Ritty Rambles, Season 2, Episode 9. Hello, Ritty here. Yeah, basically just a quick-ish one to tell you about my Brisbane trip yesterday. Here are my tickets. First ever plane tickets. I'm not going to hold them in still long enough so you can read all my details, but there they are. They let me keep them. Yeah, so early in the morning, 4:30 I woke up, shower, ate, finished packing, went to the airport and realised I had to pay for parking, and so I parked, got my ticket, went to the airport. There was one guy running the whole airport pretty much, like the front part, giving you tickets and telling you where to go and stuff. In the airport, waiting for call for the departure lounge to then get on the plane. There's actually really not that many people here. There's a few more than expected, but it's still fairly quiet. So,
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Constantly welcome passengers on flight QN2371 to Brisbane. Your aircraft is now ready for boarding. Please ensure that all mobile phones are turned off this time. Thank you.
well, that's me. Then got onto the plane. Sadly, I couldn't record any of taking off because not allowed to have any electronic devices turned on. Although I don't quite believe in that, but I followed the rules. So I took up a little bit of my car sickness. It's not much, it's just where I get a little bit lightheaded. So I can't read while I'm in the car as a passenger, that's the thing. So I didn't read at all on a plane, but took off. And at first it's just like, yeah, the propeller's going pretty fast, holy crap, but we're not moving much. Then we got onto the runway, and the next thing they just went, woof, even faster. And I'm like, holy shit! And we're just taking off, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So I've got some footage of the propeller and the clouds, because we're at 1,500 feet. It was an unpressurised cabin. And so I've got bits of footage. I don't know where I'm going to put them in between, but I'll show you all the footage I've got pretty much.
Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for me. You'd have to wonder whether they're tying everything up.
With my watch having an altimeter, the altitude I got up to with my watch, if I went to the right spot, is 875 metres. Hopefully you could read that, but 875 metres in the air, which is the highest I've ever been, ever. Yeah, so that was quite fun. And then there was the flying. What was good is they gave you snacks, like just a couple of small snacks and a drink, which kept you entertained for most of it. So like a 30-40 minute trip. So it was fairly distracting. Plus looking down at the clouds and stuff like that.
Stop. It is now time to ensure your seat is upright, tray table is locked and luggage is stored in the lockers or under the seat in front.
But one thing I hated is when he banked. We took off, so I'm getting over that. The next thing we're banking, he's just like, just fly for a bit before you bank. For people that don't know, banking means basically turning. Yeah, so we landed in Brisbane, and I watched the tyre as it and the span and stuff like that. And yeah, then got off. got into Brisbane Airport, and on a quick note, Brisbane Airport compared to Harvey Bay Airport was done pretty well, but there was just no security. Like, there was no security checks. I didn't even scan or check my bag, or I didn't even go through a metal detector. In Brisbane I had to, but I'll get to that very shortly. So yeah, so I got to Brisbane. I'm just like, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Just walked outside, and I'm like, hey, there's a whole heap of taxis, but they kept moving. I'm like, well, am I allowed to get in one or not? Wasn't too sure whether to go taxi or train. So I ended up going taxi, because I'm not paying for, well, I am paying for it, but I get reimbursed. $43 to get to my destination in Fortitude Valley from the airport. But yeah, so I got there, spent the day there, and then one of the guys I was with there, he was going in the plane as well, but he said the train is so much cheaper, and I should have gone on that. So I went on the train. Cost $15, took about 15-20 minutes. It was so much faster than taxi and so much cheaper. But in saying that, the taxi would have, on the way back to the airport, would have been in the peak traffic, which means it would have taken a lot longer. So my flight wasn't until 7 o'clock. Obviously you get there about an hour beforehand just to be sure. And I got there at around about 5:10, something like that. So I had an hour and a bit to kill. So I just did shit all, really. Walked around, looked at all the different terminals and stuff, and then I ended up going and sitting down and waiting. And there's some footage of the action going past. It is a little bit dark, but I couldn't really help that.
For your safety, ladies and gentlemen, it is important that you observe the pedestrian walkways when following your ramp safety officers out to the aircraft. Qantas Link Flight 2360 to Rockhampton, boarding now through Gate 3.
And then, yeah, I got on the plane, and I didn't take any footage on the plane because it was just black. Even though I could see street lights down there, the camera couldn't pick it up, so I just didn't bother. And the landing at night compared to daytime, the landing at night was just so much harsher, because daytime, going along, the wheel came down, and then the wheel was hovering there for a bit, then he took it down gently and landed on it. At night time, you're watching it, it just bang, it just bang, wheel just like jolted and shit. But yeah, other than that, it was a pretty good experience. And yeah, so that was my trip to Brisbane, the flights more so. So yeah, until another Ritty Rambles, I shall talk to you later on. Bye bye.
Come on, doing the damn thing from coast to coast. Nothing can stop me from getting my dough. Nothing can stop me from walking these shows. I never stop still, I got to go.
Okay.
Doing the damn thing from coast to coast.
Ritty Rambles. Actually, I'll do that closer.